Well, it's that time of the year, man. It's the time of the year again where we got new iPhones, we got new iPads, we got new Apple services. We got all of that. All of that's fine. All of that's cool. But this video, we are going to talk about the new iPhones because to me, the event as a whole was a little underwhelming. So let's go ahead and talk about it real quick. Yo, what's going on YouTube? Technically T, yep, the tech dude with the do-rag on. We gotta talk about the new iPhones because you know the event was yesterday and that's what everybody's talking about. You see plenty of videos on YouTube, you see your Twitter timelines going absolutely crazy. Everybody talking about the new iPhones, and I really wasn't gonna shoot a video like this, but I said, let's go ahead and make a video, man. Let me go ahead and give you my impressions and what I feel about the new iPhone. So starting off, we got the iPhone 11. Now the iPhone 11 is the successor of the iPhone XR. They kind of switched up the naming convention this year. So iPhone 11, that's gonna be more of your mid-tier iPhone. But this year, it was minor spec bumps. I mean, we're talking about camera upgrades. Now, there were a few camera upgrades. For one, they did update the front-facing selfie camera to 12 megapixels. It now shoots 4K 30 and 60, which I feel is pretty dope, into the front-facing camera. And it was about time that we seen some refresh software when it came to the front camera. And also, they have this thing called Slofies, slow motion selfies. And let me tell you something, man. Dudes, I better not see you with your mouth hanging open doing a slow motion selfie with the front-facing camera. I don't want to see it. Let's leave that to the females, man. That's right up their alley and that's their category to deal with. So not only did the front-facing camera get upgrades, flipping around on the back camera now has 2 lenses, and that is included with an ultra wide lens. Now to me, that's the one that I care about. That's the mode, that's the lens that I care about. Me personally, I do not care about telephoto. I never use telephoto. All I care about is the standard lens and the ultra wide. Now sprinkling in all the other little cute stuff that they said about the camera and the little upgrades that they done, one thing they have done is added night mode onto their camera. Now iPhones they just weren't the best in low light, and I know a lot of people can agree with that. When it came to low light scenarios, the iPhone kind of will fall on its face a little bit, but now they have a night mode that is triggered automatically. No, it's not something that you can toggle on and off, but I feel like I'm okay with that. As long as it really knows when to use the night mode, I'm cool with it. The picture that they showed on the keynote was absolutely crazy. It was full dark, and then they took the night mode and it's super bright and everything like that. So it seems like a pretty good feature. We won't be able to tell and what it does until we actually get them in hand, but adding night mode to the iPhone camera, of course, is a plus. So putting the cameras aside, let's go ahead and flip the phone around and let's take a look at these speakers. Now, with the iPhone 11, it does include Dolby Atmos. Now, you already know the front-facing speakers on the iPhone was never that great. They were just okay, but the addition of Dolby Atmos, I'm pretty sure that's gonna be a nice improvement. Now, will it beat certain devices out? Other devices that has front-facing speakers that sound amazing? Who knows, but hey, it adds Dolby Atmos, and we gotta at least like that. They're trying, so it should be a little bit of improved audio experience on the iPhone 11 from the XR. And last thing but not least is the battery life. Now you already know, man, the XR battery life was absolutely amazing. Easily the best battery on the iPhone period that I've ever owned. And they are stating that the iPhone 11 will last 1 hour better than the XR. So that's pretty good. I mean, all these, you know, they're saying it's gonna last longer, this and that. Hopefully it does, because the XR was an absolute beast. If you give me 1 extra hour, it's not a huge difference in my opinion, but hour can give or take, but it's an improvement nonetheless. So I'm excited to see that even with the new chip, the A13, of course, it has the A13 Bionic. We don't really have to talk about that. You already know it had that. But with all of that included, man, it should yield some pretty good battery life on the iPhone 11. I mean, coming from the XR, you already know you really can't go down when it comes to that battery life. But here is the part that Apple really wowed me and I didn't really see coming. It was like a blindsided hit. But they started the iPhone 11 at $699, and that is even cheaper than what the XR introduced that when it first was announced. Now I'm gonna tell you what, man, Apple is gonna shut the game down. They are gonna sell plenty of the iPhones 11. I'm talking about they're gonna sell a bunch of them because you're talking about improved specs, improved everything, and you starting off with a lower price. Now you already know the $699 is starting off at 64 gigs. Now, just listen to me. I know everybody's gonna go crazy about 2019 and 64 gigs, but if you have to have any phone starting at 64 gigs, I would rather it be the iPhone 11 than the iPhone 11 Pro. The phone that we're gonna get to after this, now that right there is just unacceptable. It shouldn't be nowhere 64 gigs of anything when we're talking about Pro model. So I'm not absolutely crazily mad about the 64 gigs in the iPhone 11, but that does start at $699, and of course you got your 128 at $749, and then you have $849 for the 256 gigabyte version. So overall, it's a pretty good package when it comes to the iPhone 11. Not huge upgrades, but just enough subtle upgrades to get the job done. And you already know the colors that they come in. To me, you know, the only one I'm gonna be interested in is black, white, and red. You can kind of keep the other pastel colors, man. I don't really have too much interest in those. Oh yeah, I almost forgot one little thing that I really am not feeling about the iPhone 11, and that is the screen resolution. Now we already know, yes, it's a 6.1 inch. Yes, and it's an improved LCD, but it's 2019. Apple, and I know what you're gonna say. It doesn't matter because it was the best selling smartphone with the 828p. Look, I don't care about any of that, man. At least give us a 1080p at this point. Everybody keeps saying, oh, you can't really tell with the naked eye. Yes, you can. Let me go ahead and pick up a Note 10 Plus and let me pick up that iPhone 10R. Everything is fuzzy on the 10R. I don't care what you say or how you shake it, man. I can see it, and I don't even have the best vision. So 2019, iPhone 11, you should have gave us 1080p. I just feel like that's just absolutely unacceptable. In 2019, I'm not giving you a pass with that. I don't care what everybody's saying about the best selling and nobody can tell. 2019, give us some 1080 straight. Point blank, period. All right, switching gears, and let's go ahead and take a look at the big boy, man. The iPhone 11 Pro Max. Absolutely horrible naming convention. You could just say iPhone 11 Pro and the Pro something, but the iPhone 11 Pro Max is just kind of redundant. Terrible naming, just ugly. I don't like it at all. I just don't like it. But 11 Pro Max, let's go ahead and start off with, man, the one thing that I really love about it is that new midnight green. Yo, that midnight green is a super, super dope color. And I know that seems like the one that everybody is going to be pre-ordering when it comes to Friday morning, man. So you better get up. You better get your pre-orders in, because I can guarantee you, you heard it here first, that's going to be the first iPhone with a date slip just like that. Because all of my friends, everybody that I'm talking to, everybody's getting the midnight green. Nobody has said nothing about the black, the silver, the gold. Everybody is going through the midnight green, and it's because it's well justified. It's just a sexy looking color, and I'm all here for it. Next up, let's talk about this Super Retina XDR display. They always got these fancy things. It's the same display that came from the XS Max, except you get some more nits of brightness. Now everybody's talking about, oh, it's that much more nits at full brightness. Full brightness is not going to make a difference when you have it down below the full brightness. It's probably all going to look the same, and I highly doubt you're going to be able to tell the difference. It's not many people out there that's going to run their device at full brightness. Outside is really the only thing that I can tell where it can make a difference with your phone running full brightness, but everybody just calm down. The nits is on the full brightness scale. Now, if I'm wrong, let me know in the comments down below, but I don't really think you'll be able to tell a huge difference with 1200 nits or whatever it is. You know, I don't do the numbers, man, but overall, same display from the iPhone XS Max. Basically, you get more nits. And one thing I'm disappointed in is this is your newer iteration of your iPhone. You still have that notch. Now, I'm not one of the people who goes crazy over the notches, man, but have you seen some of these phones out here that has no notches and just kind of edge to edge with no bezels? Now, I'm not one of those bezel snobs where I feel like you don't have any bezels, but it would have been nice. This is your new version of your iPhone. You've had this thing going on now since the iPhone 10. I was really hoping to see, number one, a bump in screen resolution, and number two, I was thinking we were gonna get a little more design pushed up to the edge. I mean, I know the leaks out there wasn't really picturing that, but at the same time, would have been nice to see on this newer version of iPhone. Next up, let's talk about the battery. Straight to the point, they're saying that the iPhone 11 Pro will give you up to 4 hours more than the iPhone XS, and the iPhone 11 Pro Max will give you 5 hours more than the XS Max. Now that is something that I really am looking forward to, because in my opinion, my 10X battery wasn't hitting on nothing. Like, that thing would die half day on me. It just wasn't good for my usage. Some people out there love the battery life on the 10S Max, but me, really wasn't hitting on nothing, man. So that improvement right there, I'm really, really looking forward to. And hopefully they can live up to that 5 hour mark, because that's gonna be a big jump. If that's the case, then that device shouldn't have any problem lasting you all day. And with the 11 Pro and the 11 Pro Max, Apple finally in 2019 included a fast charger in the packaging. But one diss thing about that is on the iPhone 11, the smaller version, yeah, you still stuck with that 5-watt charger. So don't get your hypes up if you're looking for the iPhone 11 and think you're gonna have that fast charger. You still got that little ice cube in the box. And last but not least, let's go ahead and talk about the camera. Now the camera looked really, really good in my opinion. It looked like they were really trying to make some strides with the camera, and you can easily tell that Apple wanted you to, one, go buy the iPhone 11, and two, hey, look at all of our camera improvements that we did on the Pro model. Now, yes, it did look pretty good. I mean, how it captures all the images when you hold it up to take a picture before you shutter. It takes a few pictures before, it takes a few pictures after, so therefore you get a perfect picture every time. Yeah, it sounds all good. I'm pretty sure if you didn't have that technology and I take a picture, it'll still look probably good, because iPhone cameras are just consistent. Not the best, It's consistent, so don't get my words twisted up. But one super dope feature is the fact that all of the cameras, all of the lens on the iPhone 11 Pro Max all record simultaneously. So if you're recording something and you switch between modes, not gonna stop anything. They're all recording at the same time. So that right there, that feature is a game changer, man. I feel like we're gonna see that on a lot of Android OEMs coming up, and I hope they're out there taking notes, because that feature right there, when I was, I was doing my own thing doing the keynote, but when they said that, I looked up and I was like, all right, Apple, you did your thing on that one right there. So I feel like that's a pretty dope feature, man. I can't wait. If I do get that one, I don't know, but I can't wait to use that and give it a try. And of course, they improved the IP rating and the strongest glass ever in the device, yada, yada, yada. This is something I do not like with the iPhone 11 and the iPhone 11 Pro Max, is the fact that they are starting at 64 gigs. First of all, you're gonna put a Pro model in your name, and then second of all, you're gonna have the audacity to start at 64 gigs. There ain't nothing pro about starting your device at 64 gigs, man. That's not pro at all, and I feel like that is absolutely just a bad move. I just do not like that. There is no reason in 2019 that devices should not be at least starting off with 128 gigs minimum. I don't care what device you are, the 64 gigs is just not enough, especially if you're not gonna offer us any expandability of the memory at all. So Apple, that was kind of a sucker move to do that, 64 gigs, and you still got that over $1,000 price range. I'm not feeling that at all. I don't know, maybe there's some people out there that's gonna get the 64 gig, but to me, it just makes no sense. You gotta go ahead and jump up to the 256 and spend that $1,249. It just is what it is, but I'm not on board with that introductory 64 gig. But yeah, all in all, that's basically it. That's basically the rundown. Me as a whole, I'm pretty much underwhelmed. It was a very minor upgrade in my opinion. For this to be your new year to change things up, all you did was change the camera up, but you didn't change anything else. He didn't do anything else. To me, I feel like this year was a really like a money grab year. And on top of that, you discontinue the 10X and the 10S Max, keep the 10R, drop the price down, and you decided to keep the iPhone 8. Really, the iPhone 8, even though that's one of my best iPhones, the iPhone 8 Plus to me, best iPhone period, but still, I just don't agree with that, man. Just keep that line up and then just keep your Pro models, but I understand you're trying to protect your precious Pro models, and I guess I get it. But in my opinion, I'm not with that. I feel like that is a bad move. But yeah, overall, super underwhelmed. I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm so excited for the new, nah, I'm not. Am I getting a new iPhone? I really don't know. You guys see, I do have an Apple Watch on, and you seen the video with me changing from Samsung. I'm gonna have to do an update about it, because a lot of y'all gonna call me an iSheep, man. This is what it is. But I don't know which one I'm gonna get. I don't even know if I'm pre-ordered yet. I really do not know, but stay tuned to the channel, man. Pre-orders go live Friday morning, 8 a.m. Eastern, and all your other time zones. I only care about Eastern because that's where I'm at, man. So get up, wipe the cold out your eyes, brush your teeth, and go ahead and drop that pre-order, man. But tell your team I'm about to get up out of here. Make sure you hit the like button. You already know if you rock with your boy, smash that sub button. I'll catch you on the next one. Later.